poppin' Venus in Aquarius? It's Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And in this video, if it's not obvious by the title, I'm going to be talking about Venus and Aquarius individuals. Okay, so let's jump right into it by saying that those who have a Venus in Aquarius will have either of these sun signs. You'll either be an Aquarius sun, a Pisces sun, an Aries sun, a Capricorn sun, or a Sagittarius sun. What does the planet Venus represent? Well, the planet Venus represents love, love affairs, romance, sex appeal more than anything, and somewhat money, your finances, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra, and Taurus is all about money and material possessions and your finances and things like that. So your Venus is your aesthetic, because the Libra sign is all about aesthetic, and Venus rules Libra. It's all about your physical aesthetic. So you have an Aquarius aesthetic with a Venus in Aquarius, and what that means is, Aquarius is a very quirky sign. They're very unique, they're very different, they're originals, they're into stuff that a lot of people aren't really into. They have unique opinions on things, and they're very different, and they take a lot of pride in that. They take a lot of pride in being the misfit or the outcast or the eccentric, or something like that. A lot of Venus and Aquarius people will stick up for the underdog, or the person that's been pushed to the side, because a lot of people who have Aquarius placements, they often feel like misfits. They often feel different than most people. So anybody who has a Venus in Aquarius, they're very attracted to people who are somewhat like misfits, and people who are unique and different and odd, and people who have Venus in Aquarius may have a different kind of sense of style. They'll wear clothes that most people aren't wearing. They'll take something that's maybe vintage and outdated, and they'll spice it up and do their own thing with it. They're not really into like trendy stuff, stuff that everybody else is doing, and wearing the same clothes that everybody else is doing, and what everybody's like, Kylie Jenner makeup kit. Venus in Aquarius does not give two flying F's about that. They'll probably go and create their own makeup, okay? Because Venus in Aquarius, and anybody who has an Aquarius placement, like an Aquarius sun or Venus, they'll do their own thing. They don't care about what's in. They don't care about what's trending. And is it not fitting for me to have a butterfly necklace on right now? Because a lot of people who have Aquarius placements in Venus or your sun sign are typically social butterflies. Okay, they like to throw parties and be the life of the party. A lot of people oftentimes, they like Aquarius people. And Aquarius people, sometimes they don't notice this, or they're very humble about it, but of course not all Aquarius people. Let's keep in mind that Aquarius, they can come off like know-it-alls, okay? Because Aquarius is very smart, and they have a lot of pride in their intelligence, and they're aware that they're smart. They're not going to dumb themselves down for you. They're going to express how smart they are, no matter how dumb or how smart you are. So, of course, Venus in Aquarius has a reputation for being a very emotionally detached lover. We hear this all the time in every Aquarius video. You're detached, you're aloof, you're so hard to get in contact with, you're so elusive. And it's true. Venus in Aquarius, they go ghost. Okay, if they're not vibing with you, if you're not giving them what they want, they will go ghost. They will cut you off. And sometimes they'll go ghost for a while. They won't talk to you. Then they'll come back. Then they'll go ghost again, and they'll talk to you. And they kind of act like nothing ever really happened. And for a water sign who needs that closeness and that affection and that squeeze me, hold me, love me type of love, they won't really understand a Venus in Aquarius. And a Venus in Aquarius lover will frustrate them, and it'll make them feel lonely, So I would say a water sign placement for Venus is not the best for Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius vibe best with people who have their Venus in fire or air signs. Aquarius is an air sign. The other air signs are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, which I have my Venus in a Gemini. So, I can see myself dating Venus in Aquarius, because Gemini and Aquarius are very compatible. I can see myself being with somebody who has a Venus in Aquarius, because I like eccentric, odd people too. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with me having a Gemini Venus, but it more so probably has something to do with the fact that I have Pisces in my 7th and 8th house. And Pisces people are also about the misfits and the underdogs and the quirks and the eccentric poet and the artist and all types of stuff. So that might have something to do with that. But I myself am intrigued by Aquarius energy. Before I really delved into astrology, I didn't really like Aquariuses, you know, like before I really knew anything about astrology. I kind of just like, I don't like Aquariuses. I don't understand them. You know, they think they know everything, and they're so rude, and they just don't care about nobody's feelings, and they're just so cold. Like I used to think like that about Aquariuses, but the more I've researched Aquariuses and the more I've tried to get to understand the Aquarius energy, is the more I respect it and the more I appreciate it and the more I understand it. So now I'm thinking I can see myself dating a Venus in Aquarius. You know, like I had a lot of enemies who were Aquariuses in the past, mostly in middle school. You know, I just didn't like them because I felt like they were bullies, you know. But I know that that's not always the case, you know. And I can't just, you know, hang on to the past and let that stifle me in getting to know other Venus and other Aquarius people. So people who have Venus in Aquarius, they don't want traditional relationships. They're not very conventional. They're very unique and they're very different, and they would prefer to be in a relationship with somebody that's different than most people, and that could mean culturally different, you know, somebody who was born from a different country than them, somebody who's a different race than them, somebody who's a different religion than them. They're very, very open-minded when it comes to relationships. Venus and Aquarius people, they're all about the mind, okay? They're all about mental stimulation. They're less sexual and more mental. So that's not to say that they won't want sex. It's just that it's not as important to them as, say, somebody who has a Venus in Scorpio. You know, Venus and Aquarius, they respect the mind and they want to understand you and get to know you through your mind rather than through sex. They feel like that the only way to truly understand a person, the only way to join with another person is to understand them through their mind. You know, unlike Scorpio or Pisces or Cancer, they're more like understanding you through, you know, sex. You know, the merging of the souls through sex, through that deep physical intimacy. Venus and Aquarius is not as physical, they're more mental. They love to debate. They love a good debate, they love a good argument. So somebody who has a Venus in Aries might work for them because Aries people too love to debate. Aries love to argue. It's very hot, it's very steamy for a Venus in Aries. And Venus and Aquarius, they like people who can, you know, keep them on their toes and people who can keep up with them and keep up with their fast-paced mind and their fast-paced ideas. You know, Venus and Aquarius will throw out some ideas at you like, catch it, catch it, catch it, you know, and they need somebody who has that quick mind who can catch it too. And I think that the signs that's best for that will probably be like a Venus and Gemini, because Venus and Gemini people are very intellectually based, and they do create that mental stimulation just like Venus and Aquarius. Venus and Aquarius is a very fun and exciting placement, okay, and they need a partner who's also very fun and exciting. So someone who has a Venus in Aries, a Venus in Sagittarius, or a Venus in Gemini will be the best fit for a Venus in Aquarius. And the reason why I didn't say Venus in Leo is because Leo is Aquarius's opposite. Venus and Aquarius people, they need somebody who can go with the flow. You know, somebody that won't restrict them. Somebody that won't, you know, try to stop them from doing what they really want to do. They need somebody who gives them the freedom and the space to do what their heart pleases. And so, since Sagittarius has the same similar craving for freedom, Venus and Sagittarius will work very well with a Venus in Aquarius. So the negative sign of Venus in Aquarius is that, you know, they're more logical than emotional, and they cut themselves off from their emotional side, and they don't really confess their heart or open up that much, or, you know, they just won't tell you what they're thinking. And it's not necessarily because they don't trust you like a Venus in Scorpio. It's not really that. It's not about suspicion. It's more just because they just aren't built like that. They are emotional though. They are emotional. They're just not open with it naturally. You know, it doesn't come natural for an Aquarius Sun or Aquarius Venus to just say, I'm feeling sad right now, let's talk about it. And they don't really like or understand people who do that. They kind of think that it's a waste of time, and, you know, they think, well, you could be creating something new and doing something different, but instead you're sitting around talking about your feelings. That's just not Venus and Aquarius. They're too logical for that type of behavior. Venus and Aquarius people, and also Aquarius Sun people, they can be huge know-it-alls. This is also a negative side, that they think they know everything, and they think that you can't teach them anything because they're just so smart, okay? Also, Venus and Aquarius people can be misunderstood just because they're very different, and they have different beliefs than most people. They want to live their lives in ways that are just very different. You know, they don't want to do the norm. They don't want to do the thing that's expected of them. You know, they're the type to show up at a wedding with pink Converses on, like a Venus and Aquarius woman, for instance. You know, she's a very rebellious, very opinionated type of woman. And the Venus and Aquarius man, he too will speak his mind, and he's very attracted to women who are very opinionated and very strong-minded as well. But there's a secret to Venus in Aquarius. They do want a partner. They do want a partner. They do want somebody to hold at night. They do want somebody to talk to. They want somebody to keep them company, you know? And they do crave it. You just won't know, because they're not going to really like let you know. They're not going to let you in like that. But they do want a partner. It's not like they're out here like deeply craving it to a point where it makes them, you know, depressed, like a Libra moon, for example, parentheses me. They want it, but they're willing to wait and explore until it comes to them. They're not going to cry about it. Also, have a sense of humor if you want to attract the Venus in Aquarius. These people are funny. They are funny. They love to laugh. They love to joke around. They love to play around and be real silly, you know, and they're real attracted to people who have that lightness about them. So exude that. Also, people with Venus in Aquarius are prone to things like polyamory, you know, open relationships, having threesomes, maybe even a couple orgies, because this is the sign of community and unity, and, you know, this is the sign of the humanitarian. This is also the sign of networking. So friendships is very important to a Venus in Aquarius. And just people in general. So they're going to want to have a lot of people around, and that may include relationships. So they may want to have a whole group relationship. And like I said, this sign being a sign about networking and friendships, they feel most comfortable being in a relationship with somebody who was their friend first. Friendships is just very important to Aquariuses, and they have a lot of friends, and they always want to have friends. And when they don't have friends, they feel like it's something wrong with them. This is the case for Venus and Aquarius people, and also Aquarius sun people. Like I said, Venus and Aquarius people are huge humanitarians, so they'll be fighting for human rights. Expect to find them at some type of a, you know, human rights club, a human activist type of club. A lot of times people who have Venus and Aquarius will meet their partner through these types of you know, organizations. Venus and Aquarius people, and Aquarius people in general, they're not the most judgmental, okay? They're very understanding of the fact that we're all human beings, and we all have our quirks, and we all have things about us that are unique and that are different. And Aquarius people are just more brave with being out in the open about their uniqueness and about their difference, okay? So yeah, Venus and Aquarius, it's very fun. It's very fun. And you will learn a lot being in a relationship with a Venus and Aquarius, because they love to teach and they love to learn. These people are nerds. They love to read books. They love to research. They love to gain knowledge. So this would be a very a relationship full of knowledge, full of wisdom, full of lessons, full of communication, and a lot of talking. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. The next one that I will be coming out with will be Venus and Gemini, which is my placement. I'm excited for that. Also, my condolences to those who have lost their lives from the coronavirus. That is intense, and I really wish that things could be different. I really wish that things weren't this way, but just pray and keep the faith in God. Everything is happening exactly as it should. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens for no reason, so just trust that. And also just keep your head up. Keep your head up. You know, those who are still here on this planet, we're still here for a reason, you know, so just take what you have and just use it to the best of your ability and create something beautiful out of it. Create art out of it, you know. So that's all I have for you all today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye.